And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 54 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I am your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can get us some virtual beers, just like our buddy Russ did. He sent us 5 beers this weekend.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rose. You're the best.
Yeah, and he said something like I got to get down there and have a beer with you guys. So,
Come
yeah,
down.
whenever you're available, shoot us a message, and yeah, we'd love to meet up with you. You can have one of these 5 beers.
Yeah, we'll save you one.
Yeah, we'll save you a virtual beer. But also, don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, share on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, Google Podcasts. So
All the things.
all
I feel
the
like we need a
things.
TikTok for that where I point, you know?
Yeah.
Spotify, this, that, Google, bing, 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 bing. Maybe one day.
Yes. So let's see. Where did we leave off last weekend?
Woo.
I believe we were in Tulum still. And we had recorded the last episode before my parents had came down.
Yes.
So
Before
we
they trekked from Playa del Carmen down to Tulum.
Yeah, they hadn't been there in quite like the 80s or something, I
couple
think.
decades.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Basically the time for somebody to retire.
Yes.
It was like 40 years ago or
We're
something.
back.
Yeah. So they hadn't been down in a while, and we were, just to recap, we're watching our friend's dog, Bali.
Yes.
Little, I don't know what she is. She's like a mix.
She's like a mix,
A
a
little white
mutt.
dog.
Yeah, she looks like Chihuahua, Maltipoo, something else fuzzy, and something else spicy. I don't know. She's
Yeah.
got some tude, but we love her.
So I know some people have been asking us online, did you get a new dog? Did you get a new dog? So
know.
no, we didn't, but we are the dog people now that,
Yes. Watch all the dogs.
yeah, we babysit and watch and let them out and whatever.
know.
So we just try to help our friends out.
For sure. Neighbors and whatever. This time we were paid because it was 2 weeks, so that's even better.
Yeah.
I don't expect my friends to pay me, but last couple of times they have. So
And we got 5 days in Tulum by ourselves,
Exactly.
without having to rent a place or anything like that. So it was nice.
I love everyone that's like, did you get a new puppy? Like everyone is dying. Like they want us to have a new dog
Yeah.
or new dogs. They're so excited for one day. And I'm like, we're going to get one day, just not yet. But I'm sure by the end of the year, we'll have another one.
Yeah.
It's just not the right time. And we haven't found the right dog.
We are waiting until the technology comes out that we can crossbreed Pharaoh with Tiger
Yes.
and have a little Chubwawa or whatever.
Yeah.
Pugwawa.
Yeah. A chug. It's a chug, isn't it? Chihuahua and a pug?
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Chug.
Yeah.
They're not that cute. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know if I've seen them.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
But
yeah.
anyway, yeah, we did not adopt Bali.
No.
We're just watching her.
Not yet. No.
Let's see. So my parents came down. They took the bus down from Playa del Carmen, and where my buddy Tom's place that we were staying at is 2 bedrooms, so they stayed there with us.
Your parents have really got to know the audio schedule, the
Yeah,
bus schedule.
and we
So
were
it's
kind of
great.
hesitant because they live in a very like locals neighborhood
Yes.
where it's not fancy.
No.
It's an awesome neighborhood.
Love
Like
it.
it's one of those neighborhoods where everybody knows each other and
Yeah.
helps each other out and stuff. But this ain't the beaches of Tulum or Playa del Carmen. This is back in the city.
Yeah. You broke it down for them a little bit. I was like, make sure they understand what they're
Yeah,
coming
I was like,
to see.
just let you know, you can't flush the toilet paper, and you're probably not going to have a very long warm shower, and we got to turn on the water pump before you can use it, and
Yeah, there's-
just all these different things, that makes everything works. Even though like it seems very similar to Florida. Remember when we'd stay at Airbnbs in Florida, and like you turn on the light switch and the microwave would go on, or you'd
Yeah.
flush the toilet and the garage door would open.
Yes.
Like,
Everything's kind of Jimmy rigged.
Yeah.
It's like an extension of Florida.
yeah,
here.
exactly. So we went down to the beach. So if you're not familiar with Tulum, there's like Tulum Puebla,
Mhm.
and then there's Tulum Beach,
Beach, yeah.
basically. So kind of like Daytona Beach. There's the city side and then the beach side. The city side's more of a little Mexican city and then or town, and then the beach side is just like this jungle road of bars and hotels and beach clubs, and it's very like in the jungle,
Yeah.
but very expensive at the same time. So,
Very expensive. Like
so
the road is very bumpy and dirt and
Yeah.
different things, but yeah.
so this road from the town to the beach is like maybe 15 minutes. And the taxi was like 500. Was it 500 pesos or 600?
I think we paid 500, but it can go up to 700 just
Yeah.
for like a 15-20 minute one-way taxi fare down there.
Yeah,
And
which
we're
is
bitching in Playa.
yeah, which is pretty pricey.
Yes.
So anyway, so we went down there with my parents and we hit the beach and we stayed at we went to this one beach club. What was that? La Eufemia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Awesome place.
yeah, because they don't have a cover, or not a cover, but some of the beach clubs have like a minimum spend where it's like 600 pesos to get in, but then you get 500 back in consumption, food and drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
This one didn't have anything. It's just like order what you want. The beach club's free. It's 50 pesos to park. So nice little spot.
It's a really nice spot. And I guess a lot of people know about this beach club because we got a lot of messages from when we checked in there. They had closed. They were open for a while, then they closed down for a while, and now they're in a new location, but they're back open. So everyone's like really excited. And we had no idea. We're just like, this place is cool.
Yeah. Well, and our buddy Tom told us like it's the place where you can smoke weed on the beach and like they don't care.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Hence the cool.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So what else happened? Oh, my mom
So many things.
lost something in the ocean with you. I mean, not like it was your fault, but you were there, so you could
Like,
probably
was it me?
you could probably talk on what you guys were doing more because you both went out into the ocean.
Yeah.
So what happened?
We had to pee.
Ah,
So
great.
well,
Sorry,
let's-
fishies.
Let's go for a little swim, let's go out there. And it was really rough. Like the waves.
Yeah, it was windy.
Very windy. So there was a lot of like chop coming in and knocking people over.
Chop. Look at you, old sea hag.
I know. I'm a sailor.
Yeah, you cuss like one.
I do. So yeah, we went out. We're like, we're fine. We, Florida, Mexico, whatever. We know the ocean, get in. And it was too rough for us. So we were doing just fine, waiting to get to like a smoothed out area. And then boom, this wave just smacks both of us, hits your mom harder. Her visor goes flying, her glasses go flying. I'm trying to like help her because she's like, ah. And I'm trying to pick her back up and I grab her visor. Can't find the glasses. They're just, I thought they would be with the visor, but they weren't on her head. They were on her face. So when the visor went flying and we looked this way, the glasses went that way. They like fell off of her face. So we lost them.
Yeah, and they were pricey glasses because they were sunglasses, but she got her prescriptions put in them. So
Yes.
I think they were like $500 or something. Like
Yeah,
that. So I was
really,
like,
really nice. And yeah, so Mark wasn't happy about that.
No,
But it was okay.
Probably not.
So
that was fun.
yeah, that was fun. You're always going to lose something at the beach.
Yeah.
You just have to be expected. Don't bring your fancy things to the beach because they're going to get sandy or wet or lost.
Right. Yeah. And so Tulum is not a cheap city, and we've tried really hard to just embrace it or whatever. But it's the city is fine, but just the beach area is just so fucking expensive.
You're just like, you feel like people are messing with you. I'm like, is this the price on your menu or are you just fucking with me?
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous.
So like
it
we
is.
said, it was about $35 to get a ride down, like 15-minute taxi ride, which is crazy.
Crazy.
So then it's the same amount back. So it's like $70 to go to the fucking beach.
Just to go to the beach.
Yeah. So we decided the second day that my parents were down there to rent a car because it was like $80. I think it was around 80.
Mhm.
And then we could also drop the car off in Playa del Carmen because we were going to have to take a taxi back to bring Bali back because we were only staying in Tulum for like a week or something. And then we're going to split it between Playa del Carmen and here. So so we brought Bali up here.
Yep.
So we rented this car. It was like $75 or $80. And so that cut down on the beach trip for the second day. And then we didn't have to pay the probably $50-$60 to take the taxi back to Playa. So
Yeah.
great fucking deal.
Great deal.
Because also when we
Smart idea.
the first day or was it the second day? Maybe it was the second day when we went back to the beach. We parked there. It was like $5 to park the car.
Very nice.
And we decided to go walk down the beach and go get some food. So a lot of the beach clubs, like we said, had that minimum consumption.
Mhm.
So they're like, can we just go to a place where we can just pop in and have something? So I walked ahead of you guys, finally found one. And I think we got 2 small pizzas to share.
Mhm.
We got some hummus, and then we all had, you guys had
Sangrias.
sangrias,
Sangria.
and we both had a beer.
Yeah.
And our bill was like $110. It was like insane. Your guys' sangrias were $18.
Oh my God. We didn't even I don't think they had prices on the menu, or maybe like none of us realized, hey, this drink is going to be like $20. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. So
that was our fault. We weren't paying attention.
Yeah. Well, we knew it was going to be more pricey, but there really was nowhere else to go other than the place that we were that only had like some little beach tacos and stuff.
Yeah.
So
and I think they ran out of beer, maybe from us.
Oh yeah, sure. And so then we went back to the city, and since we had the car, I was like, oh, let's go to the Tulum Brewery.
Yeah.
Because there's this Tulum Brewery, they have like one beer. They make a lager, it's made with seawater, and it's in all the 7-Elevens and grocery stores and stuff. But they have a really cool brewery, or it looks really cool from the road. And it's and it's maybe like 5-10 minutes outside of Tulum, so you can't just walk there or anything.
Right.
So we drove there, and it's really nice, but it's really expensive because they have what is there? There's like a beer spa there. We didn't do it.
No, I didn't even realize that was there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's there. I've seen on their website and stuff, but they have a beer spa where you like sit in their beer and jacuzzis.
Weird.
And they, you obviously get beer, and I don't know if they do like a beer facial or something like that, but
fun.
yeah.
Do you get drunk from sitting in the beer, or is it just like cleansing?
I don't know. They it's a thing. Like when I was in Croatia, was it Croatia? No, Hungary.
Oh.
When I was in Hungary this summer in Budapest. Yeah. I was like, what country was I in?
I don't know. Like 10?
Yeah.
10 different countries.
Anyway, when I was in Budapest, they had a beer spa there.
Oh.
And so, I mean, it's a worldwide thing, apparently. I don't really know what it does.
Yeah, I feel like it's a waste of beer. Or maybe that's the best way to consume your beer. I don't know. Or a better way.
Tulum Beer Spa. You will enjoy an immersive therapy in our incredible beer jacuzzis. Private adventure full of eroticism and passion. What are you, like, fucking in the beer spa? Gross.
I guess so. Sounds a lot.
What's all this foam from?
Ew. Sounds stinky and sticky.
Yeah. But then like the menu there at the restaurant is just
Yeah.
insane. It's like the cheapest thing is $25 for a side of mac and cheese or something. So we usually just go there and just have a beer.
Yeah. A beer.
And when we were so parents have had a couple beers at this point.
We've been drinking all day.
Yeah.
We were drinking at the beach. We were drinking at the other place. We came here drinking.
Yeah. And my mom was in like rare form. It was pretty funny because we were sitting there and she had the hiccups, and she was like, and my dad goes, it looks like you have the hiccups. Do you want me to come fix them? And my mom goes, only my grandma can cure them, and she's dead.
We were all like, geez.
And then my dad goes, oh, well, she was a lot older, so she probably had more practice curing hiccups. And my mom goes,
nice.
I love my grandma. Fuck you.
Oh.
I mean, she was just being like goofy and stuff, but it was like,
I think it took your dad back. He was like, oh,
he was like, well.
Fuck you.
And so she was like flipping off the camera and stuff. Like it was pretty funny.
We were having a good day.
Shoot. So, yeah.
By the end of the day, and the hiccups were hilarious because your mom taught us her remedy, or she was trying to remember her grandmother's remedy, and she was like, you have to like plug your ears and like plug your nose too, and drink something, or if anybody has a hiccup remedy, I'd love to hear it because that like really works.
I just want to hear everybody's different ones because everybody's hiccup cure always involves 3 to 4 things.
Yeah.
It's plugging your nose, plugging your ears, standing on your head, and drinking a glass of water.
Well, it's like stop breathing and drink something.
Yeah,
like, what?
It's always in a different like thing. It's like, oh no, you got to stand on your head and drink. How do you drink the water? Well, you got to get a straw.
You got to.
It's like what? And then yours is just fucking outlandish. It's like saying purple, and you think it's just gonna cure.
I think it's just a friend a long time ago told me, oh, say purple. It's just it now. It's supposed to catch you off guard. Like what? Purple? That's ridiculous.
Like when you scare someone.
Oh, my hiccups are gone. But it doesn't work again.
That's the other cure for hiccups is like you're supposed to like frighten them, which I don't even really know what hiccups are. I mean, I know what they are, but like why does it's like something is like convulsing.
Your little flappy thing gets like dogs when they do it,
but it's like down here, I feel like. I don't know.
It hurts. I don't like it. But anyway, your mom's given us the spiel of the remedy to do it, and she's like, you plug the ears, I'm like, I think your dad was like, do you want me to help you? And she was like, no, Alexis can help me. So I helped her, but I didn't understand plugging ears, so I literally took my
This is 40.
I'm sitting next to your mom, and I literally take my 2 fingers, I go boop in her ears.
In her ear holes.
She just stood there and goes, no, like plug them. Don't stick your fingers in them. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand to move like the little flappy thing in your ear.
Yeah. Just like if you plug your ears.
But
like
mine's really hard, like the cartilage to like bend it into your ear.
You got those Greek ears.
I got tiny ears. What? So that was embarrassing. She was like, your fingers are in my, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm shocked that you would even do that because usually you're a little like weird about things. I'm like, you're putting your fingers where your mother-in-law in her ears and getting like earwax on your fingies.
I love your mom. I'll stick my fingers in her ear and her nose, whatever she needs. I'm helping her. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So readjusted, did that, plugged her nose. She drank something. Immediately the hiccups stopped. So it worked. She was like, see, bye, out. It was great.
And another thing that we realized in just Mexico in general, my parents hate noise.
Well,
any kind of noise.
Mexico is noisy.
Yeah, whether it's music or dogs or talking or
children
construction or trucks or whatever. It's like always, like whenever we sit down at a restaurant, we always have to like, you guys pick where we're sitting because it's all, it's like my dad can barely hear what we're saying sometimes, but then he's always upset about the music playing.
Yeah, the music's
like,
too loud.
so you can hear it then, right?
I'm like, how can you hear the music?
But I get it. The music's too loud to be able to hear us over the music, I guess. But
exactly.
Yeah, but it's all they're always there's people breathing in this room, guys. Like, what the fuck?
These people are talking loud behind me at the beach or something like that. Which I get it. We get frustrated, especially when we're trying to record. There's construction over here. There's dogs barking. There's people mingling.
Yeah, I get that.
There's shit going on. But when there's a lovely mariachi band out on the street serenading the whole neighborhood, don't complain about that because it's Mexico.
Or at a restaurant when they're playing music on the beach, or if people are talking, or somebody smoking. I mean, smoking is there. That kind of annoys me too. But
if you're sitting in the smoking section,
it's
be
gonna
prepared
happen.
that there's going to be smoke.
But it's going to be allowed at a restaurant. People aren't. I mean, unless it's called the Whisper Restaurant or something.
Yeah.
I mean. People are going to be talking and playing music, and there's going to be clinking and clacking and all this stuff.
It's good. It's just funny to us because it like disrupts everything. So now we know we have a system. Get to the restaurant. They pick the table. They sit down where they want to sit, and then we sit and we go along.
Yeah, and then still get complaints.
Yeah. I get it. We'll probably be doing the same thing when we're their age. We'll be like, it's too loud.
But anyway, do you got anything else from Tulum?
No.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
Well, Well, to wrap that up, Bali was fantastic in Tulum at her house.
Fantastic.
And we kind of went down there because they're on the first floor and they have a house, and we can open the door and just let her out, go to the bathroom, whatever,
very easy peasy.
very easy. So she's a different dog when she's not at home.
She's a city dog. Yeah. She came to the big city and doesn't know what to do with herself.
Yeah. So she barks at everything.
Well, to be fair, also to Bali, our building can be loud sometimes.
Right.
It echoes. There's dogs. There's people. So like every little thing, she's a pup. So every little thing she hears, burp, burp,
yeah,
burp,
but she's
burp.
a Mexico dog.
I know.
And at her house, there's literally dogs all throughout the neighborhood barking at all times,
all day long.
Anything that's coming by, and she doesn't say a fucking word.
Nothing. And all the birds and everything in their trees. Like I'm shocked she doesn't bark up a storm out there.
Speaking of shocked, that was the other thing we forgot. Tom was like, she has this shock collar, and very good upset. It does shock, but there's 3 settings. There's a little remote, and the first one makes a beep, and then the second one vibrates, and then the third one gives him a little zzz. But he said you should never have to use the actual zzz. Yeah. It's just like she's after the beep and the buzz, she knows like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
So we forgot that.
We didn't need it there, so we didn't put it on. They were like, sometimes even when she just has it on, she understands don't bark. So we never had to use it there. Didn't bring it here, and she barks.
Yeah.
But not like all the time, just when people are in the hall or breathing.
Yeah. Or breathing. Yeah. So that was a mistake.
Yeah, puppy. We've never had a puppy that barks that much, or she seems quiet all the time. Why would I think she's gonna bark a bunch? But Should have listened to the parents.
Yep. So we did come back to Playa del Carmen right before St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
Dia de San Patricio.
Patricio, yeah, so cute. I like that better.
And let's see, what did we do? Oh, the wedding that we weren't invited to. One of our friends.
Yes, I don't know why that's so funny.
I mean, hey, it's true.
These people hate us. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
They don't.
And the friend, one of our friends that was there, had a rental car and said, "Hey, I got some time before my flight. It's late. I'd love to come down and check out where you guys live and
Come on down.
hang out." So we went to like Chela de Playa and we got a green beer, and
The pool and got some food.
yeah. What else? Yeah, we hung out at the pool and everything like that. But I went to, what was it? Or I guess we went to CMC afterwards, one of the beer bars here. And I don't know if maybe you weren't with me.
I don't think I was with you. Maybe I was.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we went to beer club before we went out or whatever. But
Right.
I went to CMC later that night by myself because it was just me and my dad because you and my mom went home. And I was asking about the green beer, and I said, "Well, how do you guys do it? Do you?" Because they have it on tap.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh,
"Do you guys like put the food coloring like in
The
the keg,
keg?
or you put it in the line somehow?"
yeah.
And he goes, "Oh no, Principia brewed a special version of their, I don't know, was there Kolsch or something?
The Kolsch.
Or maybe it was I can't remember. But
Yeah.
anyway, but they brewed a special version of it green, like they brewed it green.
That's great.
And I was like, that's genius. I don't know if the beers in the U.S. do that. I mean, I know they have green beer, but do they usually put the food coloring or do they actually brew it green?
I don't know. That's a good question because I always wonder, like, the food coloring. Like, are you gonna? I swear, back in the day, we would see them putting drops of food coloring in beer. So I've been hesitant to drink any. I'm like, I don't want to be like all green for the rest of the day. You know?
Well,
but that didn't happen at all.
no. So, I mean, maybe this is what they do other places. They've just
Yeah.
figured it out because they were saying the guy that owns it, Miguel, he met with the owner, the CEO
Yeah.
of that brewery, Principia,
Ooh.
and he pitched it to him last year, and he was like, "You guys should just do a green beer just for St. Patrick's Day or whatever,
Yeah.
like brew it green."
Yeah.
And so they think that we had, or Playa had some influence on that.
Yes, that's so smart.
Yeah, it really is.
And it might be all breweries do it that way now or have been doing it for a while, but that's a great idea. I didn't know that. And we're in the beer community, so
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. So, so it was a great. And after was a beer club, then we went to Freaky Tiki.
Went to Freaky Tiki, had to do a little social media stuff there, but it was popping, man. Like, when there's a party, those people know how to party.
Oh, yeah. And this, I think we've described it before. It's very similar to like a Key West type of bar. A little bit of older crowd. They're playing classic rock usually, dancing and everything.
Smoking, drinking, that kind of place.
Everybody was wearing green and they were getting down.
Getting down.
Yeah.
Everybody was.
Yeah. So like, we saw this one lady, and a little tiny lady in a
So
little
cute.
white dress, and she was on the floor.
Yes.
On the floor. I mean, she was just
She was
like,
twerking.
yeah, baby got back. And then there was we see this other guy, he's a bigger fellow, and he's just, he has a green shirt on, and he's up in front of the band, and he's dancing, by her. And then,
Poor band.
Yeah. And he's, a little drunk.
Yeah.
And then I look later and I see between these two ladies, and I see right in front of the band, and he's there, and he's starting to take his shirt off.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I see him again, and he has his shirt off, sweaty man belly. I mean, he looks like Chris Farley in the Chippendales SNL skit. I mean, he's
Yes,
just.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
Yeah, that was great.
They were a great duo, little dance off.
They really were. They really were.
They were having a great time. Poor Mr. Rojo was the band playing. Mr. Rojo Folklore. I feel so bad for them because they're just performing, and this man standing in front of like, wee.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Oh, it was. But yeah, we didn't get real crazy on St. Patty's Day. It was on obviously a Sunday.
Yeah.
And we were in Tulum, and I don't know, did we do something on Saturday? I don't know, but it was a long week because we were in Tulum and my parents in town and everything. So yeah, we didn't do a ton. We just went out for some green beers and called it a night. But
Sure. It was a good one. Good St. Patty's Day in the books.
yeah, but my dad has returned back to Iowa. He had
Return to sender.
Yeah, he had like a doctor's appointment that he just couldn't move because I guess it takes like 6 months to get a specialist doctor's appointment in the States right now.
Yeah, long time.
So he went back, let's see, on Wednesday, and my mom goes back next week.
Yep.
And they've been here since January 8th. So it's been a ride.
Can we get a little moment of silence? No, just kidding.
It has been a ride. No, it's been great having them in town, but it is, it's like when you have people, even though we're in different apartments, we're right next door.
Yeah.
So it's like when you have people come and stay at your house, it kind of throws you out of your regular routine and schedule and stuff. Cause normally we would make like healthy dinners every day during the week, and here, or when they've been here, it's kind of messed it up a little bit just because we feel bad cooking for ourselves, and our kitchen's not big enough to cook for everybody.
Yeah.
And if they say, hey, you want to go to dinner, we're like, yeah, why not? It's
sure.
like, as we've talked about before, a lot of times going out to eat is about the same price as cooking in.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little easier, depending on the night. Could be a little harder.
Yeah. So the very last night that my dad was here, we said, you pick out a place, like, let's go, like, is it, you got a favorite place you want to get one time before you leave?
What
or
do you want?
Or do you want to go to it? He's like, oh, you pick it out. And I picked a couple different places, and then he picked this one called, what was it? Fusion. So last dinner.
Very nice on the beach.
Yep. Disaster. It was just one of those nights again,
I think there's a mixture of like Mexico, going to dinner in Mexico, and like also complications taking parents to dinner in Mexico. Yeah. It's just a lot of things.
And it was just a bunch of factors. It was there was a guy smoking, like I was said, nearby him. He eventually left, or we were too close to the music.
The live music was loud.
We're at a beach bar, or a beach restaurant or whatever. And then Bali would not stop barking. Like you had to leave with her for a while, like down in the alley to like get her to, because anything, it's not even like, oh, every dog she barks at. Yeah. It's just like certain things.
Random things kind of like scare her. Like she's only 10 months old. So.
She's just like, yeah, she's a pup, so she thinks she's like protecting us or the facility or whatever the fuck she's doing. I keep telling her,
you don't have to protect me. We're okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was fine at first, and then more people came and other people with dogs, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, and then, we're trying to like make small talk. My dad's concerned about, well, how's the taxi driver going to know what terminal to take me to? And just like all these things we don't really need to worry about at that moment.
Dad questions.
Yeah, and then we just got some apps because we're like, okay, it's too loud for him. Like, let's go somewhere else. And then we got filled up on the apps, and then we're like, well, now what do we do now? So then we ended up just staying there and ordering the food, and I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't a disaster, but it didn't go as smoothly as a nice last meal on the beach, what I thought it would be.
Yeah, nice relaxing meal or whatever. It's okay. Yeah. It was still good.
So to kind of remedy that, and I felt bad. I didn't want him to think like, oh, we had like a weird last night, So to remedy that, he had to leave at 9 a.m. the next day on a Wednesday.
Had to?
Well, no, that's true. Yeah, his flight was at 1:30. He didn't have to leave that early.
No.
But, to each their own.
Yes.
But so I was like, well, hey, do you want to go to breakfast? Just like you and me, me and my dad. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. So we go to this French restaurant because, I don't know, for some reason there was like nothing open at 7 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was way too early. I knew as soon as you guys left, we went at like 8. Nothing was open yet.
Yeah,
it's like not a high priority day.
Mm-hmm. So we go there, and it was about 8, and so we have an hour before his ride picks him up, and so we order something, and it takes forever and ever and ever, and so we finally get the guy. We're like, hey, we just want it to go, and then the food comes out. We're like, okay, like get the check, whatever, like get to go boxes, and so it's like 8:55. We got 5 minutes left before he has to leave.
And you're not too far, but you're far enough to be late.
And my mom's messaging me like, hey, you guys almost are done. She's like, I'm bringing his suitcases down. The driver's here or whatever. I was like, we're trying to close the tab. And we get over there, and we get there, and she'd already got the stuff in the suitcases in the taxi and everything.
Yep.
And so we're like saying goodbye, and I go, oh, I was like, are you going to say goodbye to Alexis? And he's like, oh, well, and then my mom and him were like, oh, the driver's here. We don't want to keep him waiting. We don't have enough time.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then I came back up, and you were like, what? He's been here for 2 months and he just left? He didn't even say goodbye?
I was in total shock. I'm just sitting here working, waiting for them to come back and hear Jackie or something. She didn't even ask me to help with the luggage. I would have totally helped for that. I'm just sitting here in my own little world, and then you show up. I'm like, what's going on? Where is everybody? Oh, they all left. What? Didn't even get to say
I
goodbye.
know. I'm so sorry. I
That's
mean, obviously,
okay.
we'll see him like this summer for
Yeah.
the Iowa State Fair and
It's
stuff.
okay. I give him a bunch of hugs the night before, so it'll be
Yeah,
okay.
and we did see you on a walk in the morning, going
did.
to the breakfast place.
Yeah, I was walking Bali, so I was like, hey.
But
I was
he's
shocked.
usually the guy about goodbyes. You know, he
Yes.
has to drive us to the airport. He has to pick us up from the airport.
Yes.
He has, I mean, even like Bali before he left, he's like, can I come over and say goodbye to the dog?
Yeah.
You know, like he
Not
has,
me.
he loves, yeah, right? Yeah, he loves goodbyes, but not to you. Fuck you, Alexis.
It was just,
Yeah.
hurry, and whatever.
Yeah.
It was okay.
And so then when he gets home, I don't know, like I thought he had Ubered before. Apparently he has never Ubered or just learned about Uber.
I don't know if it's just our parents or all parents. They're terrified of the Uber app.
Yeah.
It's so easy to use. My parents are the same way. Like, oh, I got my Uber driver's number, so I don't have to use the app. What?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's asked me like, well, should I get an Uber or taxi? And I said, definitely get an Uber.
Uber. Are
And-
there taxis anymore?
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. And so I was like, yeah, definitely get an Uber. He goes, well, I don't know what time, I know when I land, but what if I'm late or this and that? And I was like, you don't schedule it ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's literally a taxi, but you don't have to talk to anybody or exchange money or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like get in the taxi. So or get in the Uber. So, but he's like, well, how do I pay for the tip? And I was like,
On
on the app. Again, on the app. So I was like, tell you what, I'm going to order it.
Yep.
So I ordered it for him. It got there. He, took him back home. Or sorry, his car was out their townhouse.
Yeah.
Because
Downtown.
when we left, or when they left, it was like during a snowstorm because it's fucking January.
Yeah.
And they left it at the airport and then somebody picked it up and drove it to the townhouse. So
Right,
he had to
right.
go there and he's like, got in at like midnight. So he's like, I'm just going to stay here.
A lot closer than the house.
Yeah,
the
so
Ankeny house.
it was actually almost 1 a.m. I think. So I'm the only one up. You're
Yeah.
asleep. My mom's asleep. My brother and his girlfriend are asleep.
We're like, good
and
night, figure it out.
So there's a garage code to get into the garage.
Right.
Gets that in, gets into the garage, and then there's a keypad that has a key into the house,
Mhm.
like a house key. And he goes, I don't remember he's messaging me. He's like, I don't remember the code. Do you know what it is? And I was like, I think it's this. And he goes, no, that's not it. Like you try it or whatever. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's it. And he's like, no. So I'm like, well,
It's
try
not
this
working.
one. That one wasn't working either. And so I don't know what to do because nobody's awake that knows the code for sure. And I
Yeah.
don't fucking have it memorized, but I thought I knew it. And so it's like 1 a.m. and he's trying to get in like 20 minutes. And then he texts me and goes, well, I guess I'll just have to get the keys out of my bag. What? You have keys on you. Oh yeah, but they were, they're packed in my bag. And I was like, why is this going on right
Why
now?
are we spending an hour trying to get this one key when you have the keys in the other
Yeah.
thing? Open your bag and get them.
I know. Well, and then turns out the code that I said was correct.
It was
so
right.
it was the right one. It just must
Yes.
not have been popping open. But I mean, I get it. Like he didn't want to dig through his bag, but you could have
It was in,
avoided
like,
all of that.
Probably in his little carry-on
Yeah,
bag.
probably.
And
Well, then that's what I said too. I was like, it's probably in your carry-on because you're not going to check your house keys, are
Yeah.
you? That wouldn't make sense. But
so funny. I loved waking up and
Yeah.
reading all the messages this morning. And I was like, I even knew the code.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I felt so bad. Your dad, like the last thing he said was, I hope I don't have to sleep in the garage all night. Poor
I
Mark.
know.
Oh my God, your poor little daddy.
yeah. Oh my gosh. But I get it. It was also like 1 a.m. and he was exhausted from.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he left for the airport at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. He was
keep that
up
in mind.
at 7 a.m., left at 9 a.m., got home at 1 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. So-
I'd be tired too.
exactly. So, so it's been great.
It's
Just kidding. But yeah. So.
it's fun watching
Yeah.
our parents age.
Yeah.
I love them.
I know it's funny though. Oh man. But
We're aging too.
I-
We're going to be in the same
I know,
spot as them when
same-
we're
exactly.
older.
Gotta love them.
All the youngsters are going to be looking at us like,
What
are
does
these
Peter
people's
always
thumbs?
say?
Lots of things.
No, doesn't he say, God love him? And if he doesn't, I will, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. God love them. And if God doesn't, I will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
something
yeah.
like that. We don't even know. We're like,
really.
that's great.
It's
I
a
don't
great
remember
saying.
it.
I can't remember exactly. But anyway, we're going to have to get out of here. I think, what do we got going on this next week? We got a friend's birthday party we're going to. A nice fiesta with lots of meats and stuff.
Fiesta, I think a soccer match.
Oh, yeah. Got a soccer match.
Football match.
Yep. Yeah, what else do we got on?
Couple things.
the
I don't think
agenda.
we're on puppy watching anymore, so that's great. And yeah, I'm sure other things will pop up. there's never not anything going on in our lives. There's always, even if we're like, we don't have anything planned this weekend, something will come up.
Oh,
So.
yeah. Oh, yeah. The soccer match. Luis is a longtime radio listener and podcast listener in Panama.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be, him and his buddies are in Cancun, and they're going to come down and meet up to go to the soccer match.
Yay!
So that'd be pretty cool.
That'll be so
He
fun.
sent me a beer from Panama, I remember, like 2 years ago or a couple years ago. But whenever he was in Atlanta, I don't know if he has family there or something, but he would always come up to the studio and, bring us little like gifts and stuff from Panama.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cute. Can't wait to meet him.
So that should be fun.
We're ready for you.
And then my mom goes back next week, and yeah, I think that's about it so far. I'm sure some more shenanigans will happen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Shenanigans.
Yes, but again, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the podcast. If you enjoy listening to our stories about our Mexico life, feel free to donate some virtual beers. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. If you're watching the video on YouTube or Spotify, the links are in the description below. So you can find the links for not only the donations, but also our Instagram and then all the other outlets that you can listen and watch to. So, but don't forget to like, follow, subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Instagram, Google Podcasts.
All the things.
Yeah, all the things.
All the things. We're there.
Yeah.
Find us.
But hope you guys have a great, safe rest of your weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.